As willing lid over weary eye, the evening on the day leans, till all of our nature's house remains but balcony. I cannot meet the spring unmoved. I feel the old desire, a hurry with a lingering, mixed, a warrant to be fair, a competition in my sense with something hid in her. And as she vanishes, remorse, I saw no more of her. I never saw a moor. I never saw the sea. Yet know I how the heather looks, and what a billow be. I never spoke with God, nor visited in heaven. Yet certain am I of the spot, as if the checks were given. It was a quiet way. He asked if I was his. I made no answer of the tongue, but answer of the eyes. And then he bore me on before this mortal noise, with swiftness as of chariots, and distance as of wheels. This world did drop away as acres from the feet of one that leaneth from balloon upon an ether street. The gulf behind was not, the continents were new. Eternity it was before eternity was due. No seasons were to us. It might not, night nor morn. It was not, but sunrise stopped upon the place and fastened it in dawn. Not to discover weaknesses, the artifice of strength. Impregnability inheres as much through consciousness of faith of others in itself as pyramidal nerve. Behind the most unconscious clock, what skillful pointers move. The soul should always stand ajar, that, if the heaven inquire, he will not be obliged to wait, or shy of troubling her. Depart, before the host have slid the bolt under the door, to search for the accomplished guest, her visitor, no more. There is a zone whose even years no solstice interrupt, whose sun constructs perpetual noon, whose perfect seasons wait, whose summer set in summer, till the centuries of June and centuries of August cease, and consciousness is noon. I had a daily bliss, a half indifferent viewed, till sudden I perceived it stir. It grew as I pursued, till when around a height it wasted from my sight, increased beyond my utmost scope, I learned to estimate. Bloom is result. To meet a flower and casually glance would scarcely cause one to suspect the minor circumstance. Assisting in the bright affair so intricately done, then offered as a butterfly to the meridian. To pack the bud, oppose the worm, obtain its right of dew, adjust the heat, elude the wind, escape the prowling bee. Great nature, not to disappoint, awaiting her that day. To be a flower is profound responsibility. Sang from the heart, sire, dipped my beak in it. If the tune drip too much, have a tint too red, pardon the cochineal, suffer the vermilion. Death of the wealth of the poorest bird, bear with the ballad, awkward, faltering. Death twists the strings, 'twasn't my blame. Pause in your liturgies, wait your chorals, while I repeat your hallowed name. Air has no residence, no neighbor, no ear, no door, no apprehension of another. Oh, happy air! Ethereal guest, at even an outcast pillow, essential host in life's faith, wailing in later than light, that consciousness accost me till it depart, persuading mine. 3 weeks passed since I had seen her. Some disease had vexed. 'Twas with text and village singing I beheld her next, and accompany our pleasure to discourse alone, gracious now to me as any, gracious unto none, born without descent of either, to the parish night of the separated parties, which be out of sight. He scanned it, staggered, dropped the loop, to past our period, caught helpless at a sense as if his mind were going blind, groped up to see if God was there, groped backward at himself, pressed a trigger absently, and wandered out of life. Ashes denote that fire was, reversed the greyest pile, for the departed creature's sake that hovered there awhile. Fire exists the first in light, and then consolidates. Only the chemist can disclose into what carbonates. To help our bleaker parts, salubrious hours are given, which, if they do not fit for earth, drill silently for heaven. Let down the bars of death, the tired flocks come in, whose bleating ceases to repeat, whose wandering is done. Thine is the stillest night, thine the securest fold. Too near thou art for seeking thee, too tender to be told. Famous boys and girls who never die and are too seldom born. Except the smaller size, no lives are round. These hurry to a sphere and show and end. The larger, slower grow, and later hang. The summers of Hesperides are long. Further in summer than the birds, pathetic from the grass, a minor nation celebrates its unobtrusive mass. No ordinance be seen, so gradual the grace. A pensive custom it becomes, enlarging loneliness. Antiquist felt at noon, when August burning low, arise this spectral canticle, repose to typify. Remit as yet no grace, no furrow on the glow, yet a druidic difference enhances nature now. Paradise is of the option, whosoever will own in Eden, notwithstanding Adam and repeal. To undertake is to achieve, be undertaking blent with fortitude of obstacle and toward encouragement. That fine suspicion nature's must, permitted to revere, departed standards, and the few criterion sources here. Perception of an object cost, precise, the object's loss. Perception in itself, again, replying to its price. The object, absolute, is not. Perception sets it fair, and then upbraids a perfectness that situates so far. Title divine is mine, the wife without the sign, acute degree conferred on me, Empress of Calvary, royal, all but the crown, betrothed without the swoon. God sends us women when you hold garnet to garnet, gold to gold, born, bridled, shrouded in a day. Try victory, my husband, women say, stroking the melody. Is this the way? Experiment to me is everyone I meet. If it contains a kernel, the figure of a nut, presents upon a tree, equally plausibly, but meat within is requisite to squirrels and to me. Count not that far that can be had, though sunset lie between, nor that adjacent, that beside, is further than the sun. The sky is low, the clouds are mean, a traveling flake of snow across a barn or through a rut debates if it will go. A narrow wind complains all day how some one treated him. Nature, like us, is sometimes caught without her diadem. Just once, O least request, could adamant refuse so small a grace, so scanty put, such agonizing terms? Would not a god of flint be conscious of a sigh, as down his heaven dropped remote, just once, sweet deity? These are the signs to nature's end, her invitation broad to whosoever, famishing, to taste her mystic bread. These are the rites of nature's house, the hospitality that opens with an equal with, to beggar and to be, for suitories of her staunch estate, her undecaying cheer. The purple in the east is set, and in the north the star. The bustle in a house, the morning after death, is solemnest of industries enacted upon earth, sweeping up the heart and putting love away. We shall not want to use again until eternity. The sun went down, no man looked on, and earth and I, alone, were present at the majesty. He triumphed and went on. The sun went up, no man looked on. The earth and I, and one, a nameless bird, a stranger, were witness for the crown. When they come back, if blossoms do, I always feel a doubt if blossoms can be born again, when once the art is out. When they begin, if robins may, I always had a fear I did not tell. It was their last experiment last year. When it is May, if May return, had nobody a pang, less in a face so beautiful he might not look again? If I am there, one does not know what party one may be tomorrow. But if I am there, I take back all I say. Superiority to fate is difficult to gain. 'Tis not conferred on any, but possible to earn a pittance at a time, until, to her surprise, the soul with strict economy subsists till paradise. Revolution is the pod systems rattle from. When the winds of will are stirred, excellence is bloom. But except this russet base, every summer be the entomber of itself, so of liberty. Left inactive on the stalk, all its purple flood, revolution shakes it for a test if it be dead. We learn in the retreating how vast and one was recently among us, a perished son, and dear in the departure, how doubly more than all the golden presents it was before. At 3:30, a single bird unto a silent sky propounded but a single term of cautious melody. At 4:30, experiment had subjugated test, and lo, her silver principle supplanted all the rest. the 7:30 element, nor implement, be seen, and place was where the presence was, circumference between. If nature smiles, the mother must, I'm sure, have many a whim of her eccentric family. Is she so much to blame? What twigs we held by, oh the view, when life's swift river is driven through, we pause before a further plunge, to take momentum, as the fringe upon a former garment shows, the garment cast, our props disclose, so scant, so eminently small, of might to help, so pitiful to sink, if we had labored, fond, the diligence, were not more blind. How scant, by everlasting light, the discs that satisfied our sight, how dimmer than a Saturn's bar, the things esteemed for things that are. We miss a kinsman more when warranted to see than when withheld of oceans from possibility. A furlong than a league inflicts a pricklier pain, till we, who smiled at Pyrenees, of parishes complain. Ended, ere it begun, the title was scarcely told, when the preface perished from consciousness, the story unrevealed. Had it been mine to print? Had it been yours to read? That it was not our privilege to interdict of God. Myself can read the telegrams, a letter chief to me. The stocks advance in retrograde, and what the markets say. The weather, how the rains in counties have begun. 'Tis news as null as nothing, but sweeter so than none. I'm afraid to own a body. I'm afraid to own a soul. Profound, precarious property. Possession, not optional. Double estate, entail that pleasure upon an unsuspecting heir. Duke, in the moment of deathlessness. And God, for a frontier. The well upon the brook were foolish to depend. Let brooks renew the brooks, but wells of failless ground. It was not saint, it was too large, nor snow, it was too small. It only held itself aloof, like something spiritual. Because 'twas riches I could own, myself had earned it, me. I knew the dollars by their names. It feels like poverty, an earldom out of sight to hold, an income in the air. Possession has a sweeter chink unto a miser's ear. Himself, or all I have, myself, a freckled bee. I thought you'd choose a velvet cheek, or one of ivory. Would you, instead of me? To whom the mornings stand for nights, what must the midnights be? These strangers, in a foreign world, protection asked of me. Befriend them, lest yourself in heaven be found a refugee. Dew is the freshest in the grass. 'Tis many a tiny mill turns unperceived beneath our feet. An artisan lies still. We spy the forests and the hills, the tents to nature's show. Mistake the outside for the in, and mention what we saw. Could commentators on the sign of nature's caravan obtain admission as a child some Wednesday afternoon? Oh, the heart that goes in, and closes the door. Shall the playfellow heart complain? Though the ring is unwhole, and the company broke, can never be fitted again. My cocoon tightens, colors tease, I'm feeling for the air. The dim capacity for wings demeans the dress I wear. The power of butterfly must be the aptitude to fly. Meadows of majesty implies an easy sweeps of sky. So I must baffle at the hint, and cipher at the sign, and make much blunder, if at last I take the clue divine.